Hi guys, Misty with Queen Bee's Vintage. So I didn't get to tape this intro yesterday because by the time I got kids, I had been fighting a bad headache all day yesterday, and by the time I got kids and got home, it was a full-blown migraine. So I'm going to show you a quick before of what my laundry room looks like, and as you can see, there's Mr. Stubbs. He's got to follow me and be right in the middle of everything. He's so cute though. So anyway, I'm going to give you just a quick look around, and then I am going to start decorating in here, and I will come back and show you guys how things look. So my color palette in here, because I have the dark gray washer and dryer, I kind of wanted to have gray, black, and white with some pops of Tiffany blue. So as you can see, I've got this little shelf with some hooks on it that you can hang things off of. The top of it really isn't wide enough to be a shelf. You might be able to put some little tchotchkes on there, but I probably won't. So the sink is filled with my signs and different little things that I want to use in here. So I've got my dryer here as you walk in the door, the washer, and then my sink here. And then I have these cupboards up above. Sorry guys, it is kind of tight in here. This isn't a very big room. And then there is a space up above the cabinets that I'd like to merchandise some things on. And then my chandelier, and I had this shelf hung, and I have these cute French canvas storage bins that I put up here. I got these at Ross a while back, and what I want to do is I keep paper towels and toilet paper and things like that in my cabinets above the washer and dryer, but sometimes I like to buy them in bulk at Target when they have their sales. So these bins, I can put, you know, extra paper towels or toilet paper in them. I keep some of my extra pant hangers in one of them. As you can see, that one's kind of sagging over. That's the one with the hangers. So I'm going to have to get up there and kind of organize those better within the bin. But this shelf kind of hangs right up over where the door opens into the laundry room. And then I have this man door that actually goes out into my garage, which is actually a room that's been converted into my studio. And I hope to share that with you guys someday soon. So I've got the gray and white runner in here to cover some of this linoleum. It was original to the house, and it's definitely not my favorite. But I do like that it's at least neutral, and I can kind of cover it up. The cord running under the rug is for the water cooler that we actually keep in here, and we're not even using it right now. So I may move that out to the studio or figure out something different for that. And then I have my steamer. So I'm hoping to come back with to you guys with a much cuter laundry room. I'm not going to do it as a decorate with me because I think it would just take way too long. So I'm going to put it together, and then I'll come back and show you guys. So I wanted to show you guys, I was just rounding up some things I thought I might want to use in the laundry room. And I remembered that I had this shelf, and I have not used this in probably 20 years. I used it in my very first home, and that's when the whole primitive country decor look was super hot. So I painted this red because that was a lot of my accent colors back then, and kind of distressed it back. It's definitely more distressed now than it was before because, like I said, this was 20 years ago, and this thing has been moved around and put in storage and put up into my decor cabinets. So what I want to do is, as you know, this is not going to match in my laundry room, But if I paint it out, it would look great hanging on the little wall space I have underneath my cupboards and kind of above the washer. So I'm going to give this a new paint job and utilize it in the washroom. So I just wanted to give you guys a little before of what it's looking like. I'm probably going to do paint it black or dark gray and do a whitewash and distress some of it back. And I may try to set up the tripod and see if I can figure out a way to show you guys a little bit of that technique. Okay guys, I have ran in and put on my paint clothes, so please excuse this lovely look. But as you can see, I do a ton of painting, and I was ruining so many pairs of jeans and shirts that I have a designated like 3 pairs of sweats, a couple sweatshirts, and a couple t-shirts for painting now. So this probably isn't the best tutorial to give you on chalk painting, because I went and got in my paint cabinet and all of my good brushes are at Mom's and the majority of my paint. So I'm gonna use some paint I had left over. The black I'm gonna use, so I'm gonna base coat this in black because like I said, I am going to whitewash and distress it back, and I don't want any of this red to show through. I'd rather have black and some gray. So I'm gonna base coat this quickly with black first, and it doesn't need to be perfect, but this is just some leftover coal. It's called coal black, and it is Profusion mineral paint. So I'm gonna use that first and get this base coated. I'm just using an angled paintbrush because really that's all I have here at the house, guys, and I can make it work. So generally I'd advise for you to get a nice dense chalk paintbrush, and Annie Sloan, those are the ones I prefer to use, is Annie Sloan, and there are some other great lines out there, but we're gonna go with this good old angle brush from Home Depot today. So I'm just going to start by base coating this. And it's gonna be kind of hard for you guys to see because I had to set up the tripod at kind of an odd angle to get this in here as I'm just doing this in the kitchen. But I'm just gonna kind of get it on there, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. We'll let it dry, and then we'll proceed on with the other colors that I'm gonna put on this. So just out of curiosity, did many of you do the whole primitive country look back in the early 90s? I'd done away with most all of the decor I had back then, and there are a few pieces that I wished I had held on to. My mom does have some primitive pieces still in her home that she just didn't want to part with. So maybe in a future video we'll show you guys some of that. And she has worked it into her decor very nicely as over the years as time has passed. So it's nice to be on trend, but it's also nice to pick classic pieces that will never go out of style. I mean, we could go broke trying to keep up with the trends and everything that, you know, comes and goes that's popular. So I kind of like to have a base of, you know, good classic pieces that I can mix with on-trend pieces. And I love to reuse my decor. Out in my studio, I have some cabinets, and you'll see them when we do the tour out there, that I like to keep my extra decor pieces in and my florals. So, you know, as things change, or if I get tired of something, I'll just tuck it in there, and then when I'm ready to make a change again, I'll go shop my decor closets first before I go and buy new items. So I really do like working with what I have. So as you can see, I'm getting a nice coat of black on here. I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off and finish this part and let it dry, and then I will come back and show you guys the other colors. I wanted to quickly show you guys, while my shelf is drying, I thought I would go in and start hanging some of my other pieces. And I got these signs a couple years ago at Hobby Lobby. And when I went to hang them, they have this, like there's the hole you can put the nail head into, and then you slide it over into this so that it won't fall off the nail. And I don't care for this. To me, it makes it hard to get your piece hung where you want it and centered on your wall. So what I'm going to do is take the plastic off, and I am actually going to use some of these D-ring hangers, and I'm just going to screw them into the backs of these. I've got 3 signs that have this. Excuse me while I use a steak knife to open this because I don't have my tools handy. I thought this had already been opened. So I'm going to show you these up close, if I can get my fingers to work getting them out of there. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so this is what they look like. And they have a little screw, and I can see that it's not going to go through my piece. And I am just going to put that on there. This has a plastic covering on it. Yeah, guys, that's how long my laundry room has been waiting for a makeover. I purchased these pieces probably well over 2 years ago at Hobby Lobby, and it's just been a long time coming with some of our other house projects and things that we had to do. So I've got my drill, and I'm just going to put this D-ring hanger, and so there's one side where the ring is like hinged in, so there's like an indentation above this hole. That's going to be your part that faces out. There's a nice flat side here, and the flat side is what goes up against your frame, or you know, your project that you want to hang. And I'm just going to eye it up. I do have a pretty good eye for centering things, so I'm not going to measure. If you were doing this at home and you wanted to measure, then you could do that. And I'm going to hold. Okay, so I've got it where I want it, and I'm going to I kind of push the screw in a little bit just to make a slight indentation, so I can see exactly where I want it in the hole here. And I'm just going to slowly start driving the screw in. You want to start out slow or you'll fall off the head of your screw. And there you go. Now I have this hanger, and it'll make it much easier for me to hang this piece on the wall. So I'm going to do that with my other 2 pieces and get things hung up, and we will show you the outcome in a little bit. So guys, I just took my shelf in. It's all dry with the black coat of paint on it, and I just took it into the laundry room to hold it up where I want to put it, and I'm actually liking it just black. I think it's a nice contrast with the black brackets that the other shelf is hanging on. Most of my pieces I'm hanging on the walls are black. So I just think that I'm going to go ahead and leave this black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some clear matte polyacrylic sealer and my Wooster foam brush, and I'm going to apply a coat of clear sealer to this, and that way the paint won't scratch, chip, nick, and there won't be any like fingerprint residue, because this mineral paint that I used is a very flat, very matte paint. So if you don't seal it, every time you touch it, if there's something on your fingers, it'll leave kind of a powdery look on the paint. So you definitely want to seal it. So I'm going to go ahead and seal this really quick, and I'll give it about an hour to dry, and then it'll be dry enough for me to get it hung in the laundry room. Okay guys, I'm really sorry I didn't get it up yesterday like I said I was going to. I just had a lot of things happen yesterday and time got away from me. So today I'm going to show you the finished laundry room. I hope you guys enjoy it. There's some things I still want to tweak and change up a little bit, but overall I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So let me take the camera off the tripod and I will show you around. As you can see, my main accessory is joining me today in the laundry room. He just loves to follow me everywhere. So hopefully we can get through this without him barking. So you guys already saw the gray and white rug that I have down. It's a runner. And then I just put this little greenish colored can, kind of a teal. It is from Hobby Lobby, and that is where I put the dryer lint when I clean off the dryer screen. So on top of the dryer, I just have this little self-serve laundry basket. I purchased this at Ross a while back, and that is where I put all the socks that are looking for mates. Somehow my son's socks seem to disappear all the time. And then I have this little metal dream sign. I picked this up at Michael's last year at the end of the summer season. I think I got it super cheap, like 80% off. And the little jar with the flowers, that's just a flower bundle from Michael's. It came all bundled together like that. And I took it out of a lantern I had in the other room and just kind of set it there, and I like it there for now. So I'm going to close the door so I can step back and show you everything on this wall. So I've got this sign here. This is one of those from Hobby Lobby that I added the extra D-ring picture hanging hook to make it a little easier to hang. And I have my M. I painted that when I had my 40th birthday party. It was a Tiffany, breakfast at Tiffany themed party. And then I just have this crown up above the door. That's a Hobby Lobby purchase from a few years back. And then I'm going to try to show you what I did up above the cupboards without getting on a ladder. So I have just a faux fern in it's actually, sorry I can't talk today, it is actually a bowl and pitcher. It's antique, and I just stuck that into the pitcher. And then next to it is an antique enamel baby diaper pail. I picked that up at a vintage store probably about 20 years ago, but the label on it is still pretty good. Let's zoom up so you guys can see a little bit better. And then this little Paris themed sign, I've got that up there. And another antique bowl and pitcher. And this is another piece I picked up at an antique store about 20 years ago. And then I just put this little wreath on a tabletop wreath stand. And then that jar is full of dried lavender. And I just took an enamel pot used for cooking and just propped the lid up in it. And I've got some antique Clorox bottles and some other antique bottles inside that. And it's actually sitting on top of a really cute antique baby scale, but you can't see it from here. And then my purple bottle. And as you come down from there, I have my laundry today or naked tomorrow sign. Sorry it's so shaky, guys. And this other cute sign from Hobby Lobby. And as you can see, I just took some of the teal blue ribbon and tied it onto the back of the D-ring hooks. That way I only had to put one nail in the wall. And then below my little teal laundry sign, I have the Keep Calm and Laundry On. And on my clean, single, and looking for a mate hanger, I don't ever hang missing socks on that. So I hung this other little sign in here. I kind of went with like inspirational and positive quotes in here. I kind of need a little bit of that when I'm doing the laundry, because laundry is the one chore that I just despise. And I have this little metal crown hook here. It's from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. And what I want to do is find a really cute hand towel that will kind of go with everything in here and hang it off of that. And then on my sink, I've got another little inspirational sign. And in the corner, some of you might remember this pail that I hauled in my fall haul. It was from Michael's, and I think I picked it up. It only ended up being a few bucks. And I filled it with some of this. It's kind of a velvety feeling greenery. And I just saw this at Michael's. They have it again this spring. I got it last spring on sale. And I just put some cotton stems in there. And then here's my black shelf I started painting for you guys. And I just put this cute teal laundry sign on there. That is a Hobby Lobby piece. And my little metal house. This was Target Dollar Spot before Christmas. And then my little Rae Dunn hold container, I am putting loose change that I find in the wash in that. And there's some screws for one of the brackets I have to put on my shelf that's on the other wall. But I hung this little sign here off of these pegs on the shelf, trying to kind of disguise that big box in the wall that the washing machine hoses connect to. So it kind of camouflages it a little bit. And my little Dream Bigger sign and my little silo. So that's how that is looking over there. And then I'm going to open the door and step out so I can give you guys a better view of this other wall here. Sorry, it's so small in here. It's hard to give you guys a really good look at everything, but I hung this Laundry Good Clean Fun sign underneath my shelf that I showed you guys in the beginning of the video. And there's that little piece that you can hang things off of. And I just put another little inspirational quote sign there. And I have this cool metal cross and a metal crown I just hung off of that. And then this little ironing board was mine. My mom said that they purchased it for me when I was about 2. And I actually have the little iron that goes with it, but I want to add some ribbon and stuff and I'll hang it from the top. But I just love that and needed to include it in here. And then just behind the door here, I have my ironing board. And I hung this little hook because sometimes when I wash my unmentionables, I don't want to dry them. So I have this little, oop, as I tear it off the wall, this hook that I can hang a few things off of. I may need to secure that a little bit better, guys. That's kind of not really great. And then I had to stick my steamer hose up in the ironing board hanger because the little top that goes on here that it hooks to broke. So I need to get a replacement ordered for that. But yeah, so this is my little laundry room. And I'm happy with it. It's a lot brighter than it was before. The walls were painted kind of dark in here prior to me repainting. They were more the color that's in this granite, kind of this darker color. And it just made it really dark in here. So I hope you guys liked this. Sorry it's such a cramped space, and I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get it up for you yesterday. I will be back. I'm gonna try to maybe film some stuff over the weekend, but if not, I'll have another video up on Monday, and more than likely that will be the final episode of my Everyday Decor series, and then we will start on my organizational series, and I will also be doing some really fun spring DIYs for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to all of our subscribers and our new subscribers. We are thrilled and we appreciate you guys so, so much. And I look forward to getting back to you guys soon with some more content. Bye-bye.